What's going on, guys? Dustin Wright here on how we're gonna get to 100%. So, go smash the like button, turn on your post notifications, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe so I can help you get closer and closer to 100%. So today, we are going to talk about debt. Almost everybody in this world has debt. So, let's talk about it. How can we fix it? How can we use it? How can we use it to make our lives better and get closer to 100%? So without further ado, let's get right into the video.
I've been moving, trying to start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. and cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you loving on me. I don't wanna die for them to miss me. Guess I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some brothers that outlive me. They gon' tell the story, shit was different. God's plan.
So debt. In this world, debt can be a good thing or debt can be a bad thing. So I want to talk to you about the two different kinds of debt. So as you know, debt can really affect your life in a bad way. But I don't know if you also knew this, but debt can also make your life better. But it's all depending on how you use it. There's good debt and then there's bad debt. So I want to go over with you what the good debt is and what the bad debt is, so you know what to stay away from and what to use debt for to help you get further in life. And the word debt, I want you to think of that word and replace it with leverage. So every time you talk about debt, think of it as leverage. So if you buy a car, how can you leverage the debt that you're going to have in the car? How are you going to be able to leverage anything that you are going to go into debt buying? So think about that.
How can you use debt as leverage on whatever you're about to go in debt with?
And the way debt works is an institution gives you money so that you're able to do something because you didn't have the money. So with that being said, you want to figure out how to leverage whatever you're borrowing the money for to make you more money, to benefit you in a positive way. So let's talk about good debt. What debt in this world is good? Because I'm sure you're thinking, Dustin, there's no good debt. So in my real estate business, if I took a loan out, right? If I got a loan from the bank to hire somebody to work on my real estate team, to buy new printers, new office equipment, or buy an office, my own real estate office to run business out of. If I borrowed money and put it into my business to make me more money, well, that's good debt because I used the money that I leveraged from a bank or financial institution to grow my business. Student loans, I know they suck, but that's good debt. Why is student loans good debt? Because you're paying for an education that makes you more valuable. So when you enter the marketplace as a real estate agent or whatever career that you've been working in college to become, now you are more valuable than someone who doesn't have that college education, who doesn't have what you have that you leverage from getting student loans. If you want to be a real estate investor, a mortgage, leveraging a mortgage is good debt. You're buying an asset that makes you money. So yes, you are gaining debt, but the debt is used in a good way. See, that's the thing that makes rich people richer in this world. A lot of us take credit card debt and the car loans and shoes and clothes and small satisfactions throughout our life. And now we have debt, a stacked up amount of debt that isn't being used to gain interest in an investment account or any rental income being made from it or any value that's going into you as far as education. All that debt that you've racked up is just on self-satisfaction, on convenience, on whatever you chose you wanted to buy at that time, and over a long period of time, you've now created debt for yourself that is not good because it's not going to be able to make you money. That's the biggest problem we have in this world is we swipe the credit card and we pull out loans and the money that's on the credit card or the money we use from the loan doesn't go into anything good. Did you pay a bill off? I'm sure. Did you pay it towards something? I'm sure. But if you don't leverage debt to make you more money in some way, shape, or form, or make you more valuable, in turn making you more money because now you're worth more, then if you start making debt that doesn't do that, you are going to put yourself in a bad position. Hence why so many people in this world are in the position they are. So this is why we need to become 100% so we can fix that. Let's talk a little bit deeper into bad debt. So bad debt is what I was explaining before. The credit card, the car, right? And let me say, oh, Dustin, I need a car. Yes, you do. But you don't need the Honda R-Spec Type Sport or the Duramax lifted with 50-inch rims. You know, you need the necessity of a vehicle to get you from point A to point B. Not over leveraging yourself to have a $7,000 to $1,000 car payment so you can drive back and forth to work happy. That's where bad debt comes in. When you go shopping, right? There's Christmases, there's birthdays, there's holidays. Between everything going on with Christmas, birthdays, holidays, and every other thing that pops up in this world, and the gifts and stuff, it's almost like you just can't stop spending money on different things in the world. So you must learn how to manage your money so you can afford to buy yourself a little bit of pleasure sometime. Buy yourself that thing you wanted later on in life. But you cannot just swipe the credit card. I know it's so easy to do, to just boom, get that pair of shoes you want, get the car, get that one thing you think you've always wanted. But what happens, guys? What happens when you have it? You have that thing you think you always wanted and you're like, man, my life really hasn't changed. I have that thing I've always wanted, but now that thing is in my life and my life has still been the same. That's why we must pay attention to the debt. How can we use debt in a good way? We need to use the debt and leverage it to where we can buy things that make money and then buy those things in the mall anytime we want. Not have a limit on how much we can spend, because that's the real goal. Is to leverage money so much to where you can end up buying those things that you've always wanted and more. But you must be really, really strict on what you choose to purchase with your credit card, what you choose to purchase with your loan you're approved for. It's habitual for us as humans. We love buying things. We love brand new stuff, the nicest, the best. But if it doesn't make us money, it doesn't make sense right now in our lives right now, because it's not going to make us 100%. It's going to bring us down to 99, 98, 97, and no, we need to stay way up here at 100% because we are going to go to the top. Nobody's going to stop us, but we have to make sure we're leveraging debt. Good debt, not bad debt. So I've had to learn this at a very young age, jumping to the real estate business. So with that being said, I was swiping credit cards because it was a form of money that didn't really exist. It was great. But I come to learn very quickly that debt is so much harder to make sense of because it really doesn't get me anywhere. It really doesn't do anything for me. As to where when I buy a $600-$700 printer, and I buy a bigger office inside the company, those are things that help me grow my business. I can expand my real estate team. I can print paper more efficiently. Not that you would think that's a big deal, but man, when you have a bunch of appointments and you have no time to get things prepared and your printer messes up, let me explain how difficult it is to go out and get a listing when you can't print paper so they can sign that contract. It's something that you wouldn't think is a big deal, but it is. Now, if I bought something with pleasure that was $600-$700, that wouldn't be a smart investment, and that would be bad debt. But because I bought printers, because I bought things to make my business more fluent and more structured, that's going to make me more money one day. And that means all the debt that I've racked up is used for good purposes. Now, I want to tell you things that you can do to help you clear your debt. So you have to think about it. So the one step I can say, something that changed my mind pretty good, is you have to change your mindset from thinking, how can I save every single dollar I make, to how can I make more money? So from changing your mindset to save, to earn is a big switch. So you must figure out how you're going to be able to get that debt cleared, not by reducing the monthly payment, but gaining more money, becoming more valuable to get more money hourly or commissionally, whatever the case may be in your job. Because if you don't make more money, you're only going to be able to pay the debt down with the job that you have. Now, if you make $12 to $15 an hour and you have $20,000 in debt, as you can imagine, it's going to be quite some time before you pay down $20,000. Well, Dustin, how do I make more money? It's as simple as it sounds. You must look for either a secondary income producing activity outside of your job, or move up in the ranks in your job. You must create something for yourself to where you can make more money on the side. Maybe you have a second job in a sales business. Maybe you want to start your own business. You know, it doesn't matter what that thing is that makes more money, but you must change your mindset from how do I save every dollar that I make to how do I make more money? Because if you had more money, it wouldn't matter how much you need to save because the money could take down the debt. So you must change your mindset from how can I save to how can I earn. Let me give you an example. For me, in my situation, I know I said this before and I'll say it again. I used to deliver pizzas, right? I delivered pizzas as I became a real estate agent, right? So I wanted to make more money. I wanted to pay off my debt, right? So in order to do that, saving more money from the money I made pizza delivering really wasn't making too much of an impact. I mean, I was saving a little bit more than I was, but it really wasn't doing anything for me. It wasn't making my life better. So I needed to do something. I needed to make myself away. Long story short, real estate came into play. I started looking into real estate, really getting an itch for it. Now, I started building my real estate business while I was driving for the pizza guy. I was delivering pizzas, negotiating my first real estate deals. Okay? Eventually, I started selling homes. So then, I bought myself out of the pizza delivery business because I started making more money in real estate. Well, I didn't have to deliver pizzas anymore. But that's the exact example that I'm trying to tell you. You have to make that change. You have to do something a little different. Now, you don't have to become a real estate agent or a mortgage broker or an attorney while you're, let's say, delivering pizzas or you're a waiter, but you need to do that secondary thing. When you go home from work, it's not time to put your feet up and watch Netflix all day long. That is your sweet time to buy yourself out of the situation you're in. That's the time that you have to start a side hustle, to start a second business, or look for a second job to bring in more money to pay down the debt. So that's my example. I'm sure in your life there's something you can do because there's always something we can do to always do better. The next thing you must do, step number 2, you must invest in yourself. I know you're probably hearing this and you're saying, oh my goodness, I've heard this so many times. Invest in yourself. What are you talking about? This is something I've had to learn very humbly. So graduating high school, as you guys know, I'm not a straight A student. I didn't really perform extremely well in school. Not that I didn't know anything, I just didn't care too much. So jumping into a real estate business, I have had to buy courses. I've had to buy every real estate sales book that you can imagine to get my mind frame on being a top producing real estate agent, because that's where I'm on my way to. That's where I'm going. So I need to make sure that I'm doing those things that those top producers do. Those guys that are making $1 million a year and more. I need to structure my mind frame the way I think about them. And the way you do that is by investing in yourself. It doesn't matter the industry. You must buy things that make you smarter and more valuable. Because when I sit in front of a client, what I want them to say is I'm the absolute best real estate agent that they have ever met. And to do that, I must become the best real estate agent that they ever met. So what does that mean? And this is very humbling. Can you stand in the mirror and ask yourself, what is my value? What is my value. Why would somebody or some business pay me money? And what would they receive from it? You see, people don't give themselves enough credit because we are valuable. In your job, you don't know how valuable you are until the position that you had is recognized, or this position that you have is recognized. But you need to make sure that you are the most valuable thing, because knowledge is going to be your power. There's so many people that should not be in this business that are. But with that being said, this is where I can see the opportunity of investing in myself and becoming extremely, extremely valuable. So when clients sit in front of me, they know when they make that $500,000 investment and above, that they're sitting with somebody that's valuable. And remember, you don't get paid what you want. You get paid what you deserve.